You guessed it. It is once again Thursday, 4 o'clock. So here we are. You have me, right? Super excited. My name is Becky. I'm with Silhouette Life Inspiration Box. And today we are casting simultaneously with Silhouette Life Inspiration Box, Craft Chameleon, and it's my Craft Along TV day. So super excited about that. Once again, though, I'm going to pull up the iPad for you and try to do, well, remember when I said it runs dead? Now it's dead. False alarm for the iPad. So when you guys have questions or comments, leave them and I will check back with you at the end of the video. Okay, so welcome. What we're going to do today, so yesterday I got a bit of inspiration and I created some faux leather hair bows. Now it started with a basic bow. Can you see? So this one is 3 pieces. You've got the base. Now I cut these out of cardstock, okay, because I always test my templates on cardstock rather than my nice pretty faux leather. But you can see it's one inside of the other, okay? And then, so that's what the front looks like. On the back, it's a little hard to tell. On the back, it's got the double-sided tails here and here. Okay, and then we got this one, which is also 3 layers. You have the base layer, the middle layer, which is the actual bow part, and then the top. So 2 butterflies and a bow. And of course, dun dun dun, yay, 4th of July. So this one is still 3 layers. You've got the base layer, this layer, which is our stars, which wraps around. Can you see that? Am I holding that right? There we go. No. There we go. Under and over. And then the red on the inside. So this is similar to what we're going to make today. I actually have one more that I just set up. Scary, right? But we're going to go ahead and test it out. I've got my hot glue gun here. I'll run and see about getting some alligator clips, but that's all I do is I take the little, I call them cheap, I don't know how cheap they're, the alligator clips that you just on and off. That way you can clip them onto headbands, you can clip them onto anything really that can withstand it. You can even use it to make like little, not on a t-shirt obviously, but if I had a nice blouse I could do flowers or whatever. So I like those little alligator clips. So, all right, so those are our 3 bow types, and more importantly is that Craft Chameleon will be giving these away with their faux leather patterns. So I'm working with Jamie on that. I hope I didn't spoil the secret. I hope that wasn't a secret, Jamie. I'm sorry. But that's one thing that we talked about today. Okay, there we go. So I like them. I love them. And I started doing some testing. Now, let me show you what I had in mind. I put it face down. Now, let me say this. I usually cut my faux leather on my silhouette, but I am a lazy crafter, and my Cricut sits here nice and pretty, and it is wireless, so I don't have to mess with wires. So this is my first time cutting leatherette with my Cricut Maker. And common sense would tell me, Becky, just use the rotary blade because that's what it's there for, is fabric and fabric crafts. But, you know, I kind of want to get out there and do it with you guys who might not have a rotary blade, like if you're on an Explore Air 2 or Explore Air. Because I just feel like it's small. Oh, I was going somewhere with this. I am pairing up, this is the silver embossed leatherette. I have been hoarding this. I think I bought this at our retreat last June. And I have just, was it June? Was it July? I don't remember, but it is gorgeous. And I've been hoarding it. I have not cut that yet other than to do my testing today. And I hoarded this denim pattern from Craft Chameleon. Can you see that? So I'm going to use these two together to make a bow. And then if we have time, I'm going to make a bow out of this too. So if you didn't know, I'm not sure if it's up on the website or not. Both of these patterns are from the, what is it, Sweet Leon Sweet Treat box, Sweet Leon box. There is a Craft Chameleon subscription box that you can get for $20, and pattern leatherette is one of the things that you get in there each month. So this one must have been from like the Valentine's Day theme. So what was that? January maybe? And then this was the most recent one, and really, really like the denim. So we're going to use both of those today, and the silver embossed. Okay, so I am going to do another test cut because, okay, so let me tell you what I've been doing. Cricut, I do not have the deep cut blade for it. And this leatherette is thicker than this leatherette. So I have been trying to find like a medium, but you know, in Silhouette, how you can go in and manually adjust. I want my blade on this, I want my whatever. Maybe I'm just a little slow with the Cricut stuff, but I can't figure out how to do that on Cricut. But I found a setting that let me cut through, because I put my pattern side down and was cutting into the backing. So, but I noticed how much firmer the front is, and I think I'm going to try to do a test cut with the front side up. So let's go ahead and do that real quick, because I want to be able to tell you what that setting is. And that's what you saw me peeling all this painter's tape up. I always secure down my leatherette with tape to my mat. And I might be alone in that. Maybe not everybody does that, but I definitely do. Because my leatherette is too pretty. Too pretty to waste. But as you can see, I mean, I already have this taped on here once. And now I'm just using the same tape. So it doesn't have to be new tape every single time. Now, if you had like a super nice, extra sticky mat, you probably wouldn't have to do that. But I use these mats until there is no more mat left. Did I put that on the right side? Yes. Okay, so let's jump over. So here's what I did. I started with the Faux Leather paper thin, which of course we know that this is not. And I put the pressure to more. Okay, so let me cut that. Press my, no. False alarm. That is not what I want to cut, Cricut. No. All right. We're going to cancel that. It moved along before I was ready. All right. So, reload my mat. Let's try this again. Select my, all right, see now on this mat, if you can see, I have the letter B up there. Let me go into edit mode. And this is what I'm using for my test cut. So any of you guys with Cricut, use something like that for your test cut. I only did it an inch tall. All right, now I think we're good. Let's try this again. Cross your fingers. Yay. All right, so here I am. While this is cutting, let's talk about putting these things together. Now, with my little templates here, now I just want to say this, like, if I wanted to do like some little one-time use bows, this cardstock is surprisingly sturdy. So, you know, if I knew that we were like going to the pool or something and I just wanted to be able to toss it, I know that probably sounds crazy, like who does that, but I could see doing this. Or if I wanted to do these for my daughter's class or something where I know that they're going to get handled roughly. You know, so anyway, I just wanted to say, you know, don't feel like you have to, but the faux leather is so pretty. It's so pretty. All right, so let's see. Well, I think I got a better cut than I did through the back, but then it crinkled up on me. So let's try one more time. Let's see what we do. And I'm going to, oh, here's my painter's tape. That edge actually came up while it was cutting, but it did cut through. So that's a good sign. So I'm just going to put some more tape right there on the edge. Okay. All right, back to the software. I'll click back on my mat. Go to edit. I want to move this over a little bit. And this is, guys, this is the process I go through every time I cut a new material, because I just don't like wasting material when I'm not sure of the cut settings. So, okay, but back to assembly. If you are better with a needle and thread, you know, by all means, you could stitch these together, and I'm sure they'd be really secure. But this is what I use, and so far so good. So definitely this, I would definitely rate this as a no-sew project. So if that's been holding you back from trying the leatherette sheets, don't worry about it, because you do not have to. Let's see. Oh, I'm looking good so far. Hold your breath, cross your fingers, cross your fingers. So I almost got through. So I can actually pull it and it will come loose, but it's not technically all the way through. All right, so I'm not sure, but let's look at one more thing. All right, so when I go into my browse all materials, I can do, what can I do, guys? Let's see. Because since I don't have that deep cut blade, I'm a little material settings. Maybe this is what I'm thinking of. Okay, all right, so here's what I want. I'm going to go in, what were we just cutting on? Let's go into our leather. Let's do it, add a new material. All right. We'll say embossed leatherette. Okay, so I am going to select, let's do, you know what, let's do a double cut, fine point blade, and I'm going to crank this all the way up. Boom. Well, cross your fingers, it's a done deal now. This is either going to work really well or I'm going to cut all the way through my mat. All right, so let's find it. There we go, embossed leatherette. My own doing. And I need to move my B over again. Embossed leatherette. All right, let's put this in there. I'm going to leave, you know what? No, I'm not. Go big or go home. Put that pressure on more. All right, let's see what we get. You guys are watching a live experiment. Like I said, it's either going to cut really good or I'm going to cut through my mat. So one way or the other, something is getting cut right now. And I think doing it the 2 times is really good because I think that will cut through that bottom layer all the way. You know what I mean? So it sounds good so far. It sounds good. Any minute. Okay, there we go. Let's see. All right, final test. Oh yeah. So this cut great. The only part that didn't cut great was where I had the tape. And that's my fault because I had the tape down too far. So I'm gonna call that a success. There's my B. So, all right, let's move forward with the project because I know you guys are probably like, you know, we don't really care about this stuff, but I think it's just important to see what we do when we're troubleshooting. Okay, so, you know what, let's go to our canvas because I was playing with multiple bows. And I'm gonna get all that nonsense. Cancel the cut, yes. All right, I only want, what bow do I want, guys? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I'm going to do this one. But we need to make some modifications because I don't actually have the red. So let's ungroup. And I am going to, so I'll do the denim, the silver. We'll do these 2 and the denim also. Yep, that makes sense. Oh, wait. Yes, no. Let's do this. I want to do this in the silver too. All right, so I'll go to make it. And this is my silver right here, but I've done test cuts now. So I'm going to move this down. And I'm going to move it away from the edge. I don't want it too close to the edge. All right. And then for my denim, my material size is smaller. So that should work. All right, so we'll hit continue. Please connect my maker. It is still here. Okay, so we will select our embossed leatherette. That was our custom setting. And we will select more. We are going to put this bad boy back in here. All right, are you guys ready? Let's cut. Ta-da! Okay, so I kind of want to deconstruct one of these for you because I really want you to see how easy it is while we're waiting for this to cut. Now, like I said, I actually put these together with my little tape runner just as an example. And now this one kept coming apart in the middle, so I did go back and add a little bit of hot glue. But for the most part, I mean, they've held together pretty well. They were real quick and easy. As a matter of fact, I made these about 7 minutes before I did my live video last night. So, just to give you an example. So we have 3 layers. Okay, now this is the little rectangle that you saw. That wraps all the layers once you're finished and kind of keeps them together. So this is what we're looking like before that. So literally we just have the butterfly on top. Oh, now that I ripped it. So this is one layer. So I could cut this in whatever pattern or glitter I want to. The bottom one, and you will get to see all of this again. I should have just left one of these apart for you. Okay, so that's literally all it is, and we can look at that at the software, but it's one base color, and then I usually match my middle holding strip, okay, the same color as my base. Not always, but usually. This one is the longer piece that you see, and you literally fold those over and glue them in the middle, okay? It literally goes right on top. And then this is what I call the top layer. This is what you want to use all your pretties for. So if you have any, like in this bow that we're going to make, I'm going to do this with the craft mesh so that my craft mesh is on top, even though I love that pattern, but the craft mesh is what I want my butterfly out of. So just to kind of show you, like, they're really, really easy. Okay. Bear with me. My leatherette came loose. I didn't have it taped down long enough. So what do we got going on? Okay, so our first piece cut fine. So we need to recut our second piece. Canvas. All right, so what I'm going to do so that I don't have to retape this is I'm just going to move this stuff down here to the bottom corner. And let it cut again. Embossed. Leatherette. And more. Okay, I've got the right one selected, right? Mat one. Okay. Alrighty, load my mat. Nope, we have to load it the right way, guys. Alright, so let's try again. So like I said, this would actually work better. This would work a lot better had I had a stickier mat, but that's kind of the only mat I got left. So using the tape works really well, but I think just because this is a thicker leatherette, it is taking a little bit more of an effort to cut, and it's pulling on the material a little stronger. So that's okay, that's not a big deal, because everything's looking really good. I just probably need to keep an eye on it instead of running my mouth so much with you guys. So, but the good news is that these pretty pattern leatherettes cut really, really easy. So we won't have these kind of problems, or at least cross my fingers. In the past, I haven't had these kind of problems. I have cut, you remember our little pouches that we cut? This is another custom pattern. Oh, I think we did good. Okay. All right, so let me see. Looks like I had one hang up right here. No big deal. And the rest of it came right up. So boom. And then we had our little triangle or rectangle, which looks like it was too close. So that's okay. We'll cut that out because we are moving on. Very pretty, but definitely something to work on. All right, so now, oh, my denim's right here. So now we have my denim, my pretty, pretty denim pattern. And I think the denim and the silver embossed look really, really good together. So it was one of those things where like I was going through everything I had and it was like, yeah, okay, yeah, fine. And then I found that silver embossed and I was like, oh yeah, this is the color for me. All right, taping it down. So I'm assuming that some of you guys have cut the silver embossed before. If you have not already, and especially if you're cutting on a Cricut, give me your thoughts because I would really love to know what settings worked for you because I see lots of people using it. So I know that it's a great leatherette. And like I said, with my custom settings, I got a really good cut. So, but if you found a default setting for other people who might be watching that you don't want to go through the trouble of setting up that custom setting, let me know if there's a default that's more readily available, or did you have better luck with it upside down, or just share your experiences with it because I'm very, very interested to get all of your feedback. Okay. Following along? We are working while we're chatting. Okay. So, back to the software. Now, I do need to edit this. I actually should have taped it the other way and I forgot. So we will simply turn these. Now I can visually know this stops right at my 8-inch mark. So I want to make sure I don't get too close to my 8 inches. All right, so I'm good with that. Done. And I'm going to leave this cut setting the same, but I'm going to change the pressure to default. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Let's do a test cut. I just can't, guys. I can't risk it. This is my only denim available. All right, so let's go back. I deleted my B already. Sorry, B. And I usually make the B 1 inch high unless I'm trying to test a intricate. If I'm testing something intricate, I'll make it smaller. All right, there's our B. And continue. Any minute. It'll connect in a minute. This just really running slow today. All right, there we go. Embossed. We're going to leave it on default. All right. All right, I'm feeling better about that. You know what? I'm lying to you. I don't feel better about that. Let me tape down that corner since the B is so close up there. All right, now I feel better about that. All right, load my mat. All right. So, let's see what happens. So what are you guys up to? I mean, I feel like y'all have just been listening to my life story about troubleshooting with leatherette. I feel like at this point, I should have just stopped being lazy and got my silhouette out. So, those of you who are silhouette people, you can now grouch at me and say, Becky, we told you we like the silhouette better. But, the Cricut's fine. I like the Cricut. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, definitely a good cut. Definitely a good cut. Again, my fault with where the tape is. Let me just cut that off. All right. So now we can proceed. I will sleep better at night. knowing that I did not mess up. Oh look, I gotta edit my mat again. Darn it. Okay, so 8 inches by 10 inches. All right, so let's use that. Done. And, oh man, cross your fingers. Do you guys get as nervous as I do with this stuff? Like, especially when it's something I only have one of. I'm just like, this has got to work. So far so good. We're really looking good. Let's talk about this guy. So this is what I was telling you about, that you're going to fold it in half. And you're just going to bring it halfway. You don't actually want these to overlap. You want them to meet in the middle, like that. Okay, so while we're waiting, I can go ahead and tack those down. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to put a little bit here, right there on the side. And fold it over to the middle. Okay, you following? And then I'll do the same here. So I know part of what's happening. All right, pause a moment. So what's happening is in Cricut, I don't know if this is a software thing, it is cutting the stars after it cuts the outside. So it's not, because I haven't taped down the outside, the stars are not cutting as well. And I mean, it looks like they cut decent enough, but just something to keep in mind, because I know in Silhouette you can go in and control which ones you cut first. So I'm going to add some tape, because now I was having a few problems cutting the other design. So bear with me. I'm going to doctor this up. Okay, let's see if that helps any. Let's unpause. Do we unpause? Okay. So that might have saved the day. Okay, so that'll be something to consider going forward. Now, the only way that I know to get around that with Cricut is to, I mean, I'll reach out to a few of my Cricut friends and see what they do, but if I had a sticky mat, or if I had an adhesive spray, there are several different types of adhesive spray that you could use, and that would help to tack down your leatherette and hold it for these types of inside cuts. So, I mean, we're not talking about like, this wasn't a terrible experiment. Just I'm having to go in on one side. It's usually the side where it cut last. And we always have a craft knife handy, so other than the inconvenience of it, it's really not a big deal. But, you know, if this was something that I was doing these to sell, then I might be a little bit more frustrated. Not with the faux leather, but with my machine cutting. One more star. I've had you guys for a while today already, haven't I? This would also help if my craft knife was sharper. I dull these guys down like nobody's business. Like, you know, who needs a box opener? Who needs scissors? Like, I just use my craft knife for everything. Okay, there we go. So there's my stars. Can you see those? So even with the little mishap, they still cut really, really well. I'm very happy with those. And let me see what I got going on over here with my other piece. Okay, so I am, again, my fault because I didn't have it taped down on a sticky mat. So, sorry guys, but that just means all I need to do is cut it with my scissors. Because it scored it, so I can see exactly where the cut lines are. All right, so cut it free and just need to cut this part off. Oops, oops, and then throw it around. That's cool. Okay. All right, so this was our base. Do you remember? All right. So, tip number 1, invest in a new mat. All right. So we have, remember, this is our outside, this is our inside, and this is our base. Okay, so remember I already glued these pieces together. They're nice and cool now. Now I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to wrap this leather around the silver leather. And see how you'll be able to see my stars cut out? Right? Now you guys see some of my excitement. So I'm choosing, this is technically the back side of my silver. I'm going to put a little dab of glue. This much. Can you see how much? Maybe. And I'm going to line up the back side right over top. And I feel like lining up the back of that silver to technically the front part of my denim makes a difference because it makes it stronger. So there's not two joining parts holding this together. I don't know. That's probably just all in my head, but you know, it is what it is. So now a little bit of glue on the inside, and I'm gluing it straight to the back of the silver. Okay. And I'll do the same with this one. So while that's cooling, see both my stars, both sides of my stars, there's 6 stars, not 2 stars. And then this is what the back looks like. So the front, much prettier. And then Once that's cool enough to hold it, this is my base, and I'm going to put glue in the middle, and I'm going to take this side that has the seam, remember, that's our back. Okay, so that's what we have, our beautiful stacked bow. Okay, now if I wanted to really finish it off, and this is me being extra, but to get a sturdier base down here, I could cut a mirror image of this and glue them or sew them together that way. I don't personally do that because that just sounds like too much work, but it's something you could do if you were so inclined. Again, I'm not. And we missed out on our little rectangle. We need that for the middle. And this rectangle is probably a little longer than I need. So this is kind of flexible. So what I'll do, like it worked great for my other ones because they overlapped, but you always want to test how wide it is, or rather how long it is, because you don't want to glue this in place and end up with this weird piece hanging down. It just looks weird, okay? So this one is good. This one is good. So on the front of my bow, little bit of glue. I'm putting it right down in the middle. Can you see? Okay. Let that dry for just a minute. And then, with it upside down, I'm going to place 2 dabs on each end because I will fold in one side and then fold in the other side, and they overlap just the tiniest bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just the tiniest bit right there. So I will just hold these until they dry, or until they cool, and the glue hardens into place. Now, if I was going to put my alligator clip on here, I usually put the hot glue on the alligator clip itself so I don't end up with a whole mess of it on the back of my bow. But I put it straight on there and glue it straight to the back. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a finished 4th of July bow. Okay, and if I had had some red on hand, okay, if I wanted a truly red, white, and blue, I would do blue on the outside, but I would have done red in the middle, and not red, I would have done white in the middle and red for the backing. So stay tuned for that because it's just a matter of time that I'm going to have to make one of those for Madison, for my daughter. So take a look at it again. Really, really cute. Now, if I was a bow girl myself, let me see if I'm put on the side. What do you think? Does it look good? Oh, right there. There. Yay. Okay. But, you know, hey, I might rock it. I might rock it. All right. So how much time have I taken with you guys? Oh, 45 minutes. 45 minutes. All right. Let's try to knock this other one out quick. It is easier. Let's go back to the software. I'm just undoing. I'm hitting undo because the one that I want is the butterfly one. And I'm going to do, let's ungroup those. All right, so I'll do these 2 pieces in the pattern, and I will do these 2 pieces in the craft mesh. Oh, so my pattern is another 8 by 10. And I'm going to tape it down. Where'd my tape go? Oh, I just knocked it on the floor. All right. So let's go through this together. I guess oh, it's all over my silver tape. You know what? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Are you guys still there? You didn't leave, did you? Okay. So this is what I keep on hand for sublimation. And that is what I'm going to do to this mat real quick. Ooh, get ready. Wow. All right, so I sprayed that whole little area. I'll put my faux leather on there. Now I'm still not brave enough to go completely without tape, but we're doing it. All right, let's see where that gets us. I think that will get me much better results. All right, so this is my pretty pattern, and my faux leather is only an 8 by 10. So I'm going to move this around. Okay, continue. Any minute. I can feel it. The force is with me. All right, here we go. Browse. Embossed. Default. All right, let's do it. Okay, so now I don't know if I showed it to you. This is a repositionable adhesive. Can you, let me see if I can get the glare off of it. Nope, nope, nope. I'm terrible at this. So anyway, it is a repositionable adhesive. And what that means is that I can stick it on, take it off, stick it back on, take it back off, stick it back on, take it back off. And I use it for sublimation because number one, it's cheaper than other things that are out there on the market. I think I got, now I used a coupon, but I think I got this for like $5, okay? But it also works really well. I don't have any residues when I use it, so I'm a fan. I've been converted. Jamie introduced me to this. And no mess, okay? So I'm glad that I went and got that because I wanted you to see what it looks like when you get a good cutting mat. I should have used this for the silver. All right, so, and no residue. All right, let's grab our craft mesh. Now, again, you know, I probably shouldn't do this on live, but I have not worked with this before. But I think the cut settings aren't going to be as big of an issue. All right, we're going to go to our butterflies. I want to spread them out. I'm just nervous. I'm a nervous Nelly. And I'm going to spray, because I only sprayed that 8 by 10 area, I'm going to spray a little on the other side too. I ain't playing around this time. All right, I'm going to switch this to a medium cardstock setting. All right. So fingers crossed on that one, right? I hope some of you have learned a little something from what not to do with Becky. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this together. I think I'm getting a good cut on that. Sounds a little different than cardstock, but it should. Okay, so I did this one the same as always, right? Woo! I still think this one's my favorite. Especially after my blood, sweat, and tears went into this one. Maybe not blood, that's a little much, but tears. They were there. All right, I got a really good cut with that, I can already tell. So, 1, 2, boom. So that was on the medium cardstock setting. So my base. Now this is the craft mesh, so I don't want to put hot glue on it and then immediately touch the back. FYI, ask me how I know. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on there. And this is a self-healing cutting mat. Just put it right on there. Remember, I'm looking for the seam. Can you guys see that? Okay, you can. Right on top. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my butterfly, my other butterfly, and put it on top as well. And then because, I mean, why not keep going? I put another dot of glue, and I'm taking my little strip and putting it here in the middle. So now, while I'm waiting for all of that to cool, all the layers are cooling all at the same time, and this suddenly becomes a heck of a lot less waiting time. Okay, so now peel it up from the back. My glue is dry. I have a little bit of glue here, but peel that off with my fingernails. A little bit of glue here. Now remember the same thing we did on the other ones. It doesn't matter which side goes first. And that is what we have. Can you see that? My 3 layers. I have my craft mesh, my faux leather, and then my craft mesh again. And guys, I realize that this is getting a little overexposed in the lights. I'm gonna have to take a picture of this one for you, because it's absolutely gorgeous. This is gorgeous. So, thank you for joining me today. If you are still here, thank you for sticking it out with me while we did some troubleshooting. But hopefully that was a learning process for you guys too, because you can see kind of what you go through and why you want to do those test cuts. Because I get so many, even here at the vinyl store, I get people bringing vinyl back because they think something's wrong with the vinyl, and I'm like, hey, you got to do those test cuts, because the test cuts before you ruin a whole sheet of material is what's going to save you. So here's our 2 bows. And again, pay attention to Craft Chameleon, because these bow templates are coming to you in SVG format, so you can use them with your own cutting machine. And here they are. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking it out. I hope you have a great Thursday. I will not see you again until Monday, but especially my Cricut people, Monday, 7 o'clock, come and find me, Silhouette Life Inspiration Box and Craft Chameleon page, and we are doing another fabulous Cricut tutorial. Okay? All right. Bye, guys. See you next time.